All right, so let me get kind of daily synopsis here. So first thing that we want to do is, we start zoomed out and we look at the monthly. And as you can see, month after month, Bitcoin's just going up. And on the large time scales over years, you can see it makes these pullbacks and then goes up. Um, and when it breaks new highs, we don't see them again. um, Despite how far it may come down. But we can see that we're not seeing any corrections on the weekly time scale or the monthly time scale. But what we have seen compared to last month is this large wick, which means a lot of people have sold in here, which is what we're getting ready to see. So as people accumulate at this price, we expect Bitcoin to move sideways and then keep going up to $60,000. And if we look at the 5-day, we can see that we've had a little bit of pullback, but every time the price has pulled back, that these lower wicks here, that it's getting bought up. So even though overall price is going down, you'll notice it's coming down to test this 21-week moving average. On the weekly, we can see that the 21 moving average is super important. Bitcoin, essentially, when it's above it, it comes back and tests it, and it goes up, and it stays above it. When Bitcoin is below the yellow line, it stays below it for a little while until it crosses the yellow line, moves sideways, and we can expect it to stay above this yellow line for a while and test it every now and then. And we can start to see that it's starting to do that on the 5-day, the 3-day. You can see has gotten really close. And essentially, it's the 2-day chart where we see Bitcoin really coming close to this 21-week moving average. And every time it does, it gets bought up. And if we look on the daily, we can see that a few days ago, Bitcoin actually broke below the 21 moving average. And so now it's on the daily time frame, it's moving sideways and it's finding resistance. So what we want to look for are lower time frames and see if Bitcoin is still getting pushed below this yellow moving average. And if it is, we can expect the price to drop and test, the purple and this orange line here. Okay. And so I was going to show you what some of my other charts are too. So this chart down here in the purple is called RSI, and it's the relative strength index or indicator. And what we can see here is that on the RSI, these low points are moving down, while the price at these low points is moving up. See? And since these two indicators, the price and this indicator are showing different things, it's showing a divergence. And what it's showing is that the price people are selling, but the strength of that selling is decreasing. So that shows that we have hidden bullish coming up and that we should expect another move to the upside. Now, this is 3 points of contact over the 4th to the 21st. Over 2 weeks, the strength of this movement has built up, or the strength of the selling has decreased. So we can expect that just this little increase in price is not the bullishness that we're looking for. We're actually looking for the buying to increase, and then this indicator to move up and down into the top zone here. And you can see, overall, we've just been, trending up. And now we have come down a little bit in this correction. And what we want to see is this thing, doing another long, slow correction over a long, slow upwards trend over, the rest of this year. So that's what this relative strength indicator kind of shows, is the strength of the buying and selling that's going on, that's behind the price action. Now, in order to determine, obviously if you see more green candles and you see a higher volume, you can assume more people are buying. But there's another indicator here called the MACD indicator. And what we're looking for is to see kind of the same thing going on in the MACD indicator that we see going on in the RSI. If both of those are showing the same patterns, then we have higher confidence of what we expect. And again, I'm looking to see if we can confirm that we're going to start getting this bullish momentum to the upside now that we've found a relatively low point in the RSI to start building a base from, right? 30K. But we can see here that, again, if we go out to the monthly, this is Bitcoin. And on the month-to-month basis, we've seen an increase in selling. That's what these light blue bars are. The dark blue is kind of waning momentum, and the red is selling. So over the last couple of years, we've just seen the increase in buying pick up. And so you can see on the weekly, ever since, where's March? Yeah, here's March. Okay, here's the COVID low in all the markets. And then ever since COVID hit the bottom, everything in the markets, and particularly Bitcoin, everything but the US dollar has been going up. So what do we see on the daily scale? On the daily scale, we see the last couple of days or last few days that people have been buying and essentially people have been selling. And we're kind of back to the middle here. And what we want to see is more dark red, a decrease in selling, which means that Bitcoin's probably going to move sideways more. And then we want to see these light blue bars start to form. And we want to see this red line flip above the yellow line. And we want to see the yellow line kind of curve back around and head in that direction. And if that happens, then when this crosses up like this will actually turn green like it does over here on these other lines. See, it turns red once this line crosses. And these are just two different moving averages that move it at different speeds. So that's what this indicator is. I'm waiting for, blue bars and the cross of these two lines. Oops, let's see. Get off the paintbrush here. And then so the other indicator that I showed from my phone is the DMI minus, the DMI plus, and the ADX. And I'm not going to explain what those are. But I can tell you what I'm looking for in these patterns. And in these patterns, right now, when this red line is above this dotted line and this white line is moving up, then selling is strengthening. If the red line is above the green line and above the white line, but the white line is coming down, we're seeing a decrease in the selling. And in order for Bitcoin to move up, what we want to see is this green line to cross above the red line. The more that this red line is below this dotted line, the better. And we want to see the green line going up, and we want to see this white line going up. And that's what we're looking for. And so on the lower time frames, there's the 12-hour, which is half a day. You can see that, this is Bitcoin moving sideways. These lines are coming together. They're going to flip and turn direction, and we want to see the green line above the dotted line and the white line up. If I see that, it's a great time to buy. And to the extent that it happens, at like 30 to 32,000 back. So that is those 4 indicators. And then I have another indicator that kind of shows volatility, but these are the main ones I'm looking at. Thank you. Hope background noise isn't too bad.